We have 19 days left.
Good morning.
And Shell's with me today.
Yes, I'm not at work today.
Not at work today. Right, what are we doing?
I'm going to do the touching up where it's been scuffed and stuff, and I'm going to put stickers underneath the gunnel. In hindsight, I should have just painted the whole lot.
Hindsight is a wonderful thing,
It
but
is,
the
yeah.
most useless tool ever.
But I've bought some little tall looking stickers that you're not going to really see what's under there.
What do you think of the boat so far?
I think it's amazing. I think it's amazing. We've got the new oven in. Looking dapper, that is.
Yeah, the other door for it's just at the side of you. I took the door off because we need to fix it.
We're going to get some metal strip there just to protect the wood from the heat from the hobs.
Yeah, because we looked at the instructions and you need to have, with this hob, a 200mm minimum gap from any combustible surface from the sides. So from, do you know what, I never even checked this way. Let's get the measure out. I think we're alright that way. Yeah, just about. Yeah, 200mm. So from that we're fine. We're obviously alright this end, but this end I think it's about 140mm. Yeah. So we've got to put a protective layer between the two areas. So we'll get some stainless steel. I think you can get some 150mm high, which will just meet the top of that. Exciting.
It's nearly done. It's nearly done.
Yeah.
Deadline day is drawing really close.
Sure is.
But I have faith in us.
So I've just finished the plumbing, tested it with a cup of water. I'll probably test the tap tomorrow though. Let the sealant have a little bit more time, even though it's probably set. That's a nice little shallow trap it is. And then I've put this clear tube then to go in. All my fittings are in, so I didn't have any couplers for the cold. That one. See, I've labelled them up, that's cool, isn't it? For the cold, so I just used another isolation valve. It doesn't make any difference, but I can get that up and running hopefully tomorrow. The tap's all locked in as well. I just used an adjustable spanner to sort that out. So that's all good. Yeah. I'm on the calcium silicate board. My goodness, this stuff is awful. It's not good to work with at all. It's very brittle, fragile. In my packaging, I mean this is brand new. It could have been courier, but one board has broke right in the middle. It's a good job I ordered 4. The dust from it, it's like chalk and it gets everywhere. It's horrendous. Even cutting it up, look, it just goes everywhere. Oh, it's horrible. Horrible stuff, horrible. But I'm halfway. I've left, I mean it says to leave a 10mm gap. I'm probably going to leave a 25mm gap, to be honest. I'm just going to leave that as it is. I'll tile up to it at the bottom, put a tile there in the middle, and then one at the top here, but it'll demonstrate that there's a 25mm gap anyway for heat to come through and circulate, so that'll be fine. There shouldn't be any problem there. All being well anyway, fingers crossed. So my calcium silicate board is in. I'm going to get Shell to have a go at the tiling. So the tiles are going to go down here and on the top here. A little bit down that face, probably a little bit in the middle and at the bottom. And then we'll leave this then to show that there's a gap. Probably tile down this bit as well. But yeah, as long as there's a gap there, that's the main thing. And there's 25mm there. There's plenty for. I mean, this gets hot and it's hot to touch, and the regulation is that it needs to be 120mm away. Sorry, yeah, is that 120 or 150 away from a combustible surface, or it needs to be protected. But I mean, these don't get as hot as your average stove. So I mean, what we're doing here is probably overkill. I mean, none of this needs doing really at the bottom. It's only this flue section here. So just that small area, and it would have just looked pants if we'd have just tiled that top little bit. So no, we've ended up doing that. But anyway, I had some spare board left, and I took some pictures of it before. I'm a little bit annoyed with that. It's only a tiny little dink, but I've used the calcium board, which is almost the same colour as the grey anyway, and I think that looks way better than what it used to anyway. It finishes it off quite well. Yeah man, that's pretty cool. Love it. Back again on the boat today. Look at that little addition right at the end of the galley. Nice little stable door that, isn't it? Now I'll show you. I can't turn the camera around now because it's in selfie mode. But yeah, look at that. Separates us from the outdoor world and all of the boat mechanics and all of that jazz. We've got just over 2 weeks left. I got this list. I made it last night. It's quite a big one, and I've got to get all this done. Well, I'd like to get this done this week, but it's quite a lot of work. I don't know whether I'm going to do it all. I better crack on, I know. But things like the shower, toilet, paint the boxing by, let's turn the camera. So I've got to paint the boxing for that wall there by the shower. Had some boxing fitting so we can put some towels in there, which, yeah, that's pretty cool. We have the duck hatch to finish. What we could do with really is just some trim around the inside edges and then do something with the middle. I'm not too sure yet. Oven and hob. Right, I was hopeful that it would be something that I could light manually, which I probably can, but for these systems you need a cable, and the one thing I forgot was the cable for the cooker and the hob. Oh, what a nana. But I've got some boxing that I've ran all the way along the boat apart from under the galley, so I'm going to run my cables under that way. What else is there? Kitchen cupboard doors is another one that's on the list. We've got the doors all painted up. They just need putting onto the units. Next one, tile the fireplace. Now, I started this yesterday and got this far. I'm 2 rows away from completing it, and I just need to put one little piece on the top, and I think John's going to make us an edge for that. We also need a steel back for the hob. I need to order that though. eBay do one apparently 150mm high by 800mm wide, which will fit that perfectly because the top of the gunnel is around 150mm and this hob is about 720 or 740 wide. So yeah, that should work. Next job. There's some wires there, and there for the fridge. We got the fridge from Inlander 12 volt fridges, and that's based in Albury, which is not far from where we live at all. It's by junction 2 on the M5, and this fridge, it's a second. It's got some scratches on it apparently, which I still can't find, and it was £380 instead of whatever it was, 580. So we went for that fridge. It's a bit wobbly still. I've got to set the feet, but yeah, new fridge. Job done. I've got to put some trim around that. I need to put a lock on the stable door to fuse them both together. I've got to tidy all them wires up and then fit that board in properly and finish that top edge. I mean, I could do that when we're living on the boat, but it'd be nice if it was done, wouldn't it? Like before we move on. I've got to cover some of this gas pipe, which leads me on to my next job. I have covered most of it, but the fixings, you can see them there and there, run all the way along it. I need to unscrew those and fit some screw caps on so it's just finished off nice and neat. Oh, I've got to box the diesel pipe in. So the diesel pipe is here and there. So I've got to box that in. I've got to get a USB port for that. Right there. I've just thought of another job that's not on the list. There's some little latches that can fit onto the bottom of the dinette and lock us into the end strip there. So I need to fit them on. That's another job. There's a rail here for the wardrobe. Need to fit that. As you can see, there's quite a lot to do. So I'm going to crack on and see how I get on. See how many I can scratch off the list today. Okay. So this is how my morning has gone so far then. Yeah, the glue should be set now. So fingers crossed, that'll be looking good. And the other thing I've done is finish my tiling. Now, I'll never make a tiler, but in saying that, I've done a good job of this, I think. There's 3mm spacers. Just I haven't put the tile adhesive on top of the wood here, so I've left a 3mm gap on top of the wood, and then I'll fill that in later with some CT1 or something just to bond it into the wood. I just need it to be a bit more flexible. Whereas on the other side, I've been using tile adhesive. So it's a fire rated tile adhesive up to 1,000 degrees or something like that. But all that's in now. All tiled off. Looks very neat. Another thing crossed off the list. I just need to grout it afterwards, but I could even do that when we're on board. It doesn't really matter, but yeah, if I get the grout soon enough, I'll try and grout it. Happy Valentine's Day, folks. Just over 2 weeks left. 2 weeks and a day. And my list is going down. And where is it? I've got ticks on there now. You can see them. Yeah, there you go. Still a lot on there though. I've done the duck hatch locks today. It's nice and sturdy. I just got to put some handles on. Look, not any movement whatsoever. Thought is, take this handle off. Take this handle off. Put some. I've got two. Have I got two? Oh, I might need to order one. Some of these black iron handles which match the doors. Look, they're really cool, aren't they? So I'm going to put two of them on, and I think we might paint this grey, or should we stain it? I don't know. But first of all, we need to sand it down, fill all of that. It's two different woods, so they're two different grains. Yeah, that'd probably be awkward if we sanded it. I reckon we might paint it the same colour as that, actually. Yeah, sand it down, paint it. Also paint all this frame back up. There was an aluminium like tread or something there, which it was good, but for cutting holes in, it was pants. And there's my first hole that I've got to fill up now and cover up. But yeah, it's secure. That's the main thing. So that's my first job done. So yesterday I wired in the fridge, which was an absolute pain, but all of it is in this conduit going around there. There's not much I can do about it now because all of the trims in and whatever, so it's difficult for me to do, but there's going to be shelves and things hiding all of that, so there'll be a shelf on top of the glorifier, so it's gonna hide all of that, so I'm not too fussed. There's nothing I could do about it unless I started fetching all the trim off, and I'm not going to do that. I've got to run the oven one in today, and then what else am I going to do today? Oh, I don't know, I've got loads more to do, you know. Lock for the stable door. Oh yeah, I could do that, that's not going to take long. Tunnel light, horn, bow light, I've ordered all that stuff, so it's coming tomorrow. Zip for the crash cover, I can't really do that. Cover the gas pipe, I might do that as well. Plastic caps for box fitting. Yeah, I might as well do all these. Right, that's my next few jobs to do. Well, we've got as far as this. Come on, let's go for a walk. He's really pulling back. Don't you want to go? He's coming. Hurrah! They don't look too happy about it.